Okay, so if you're managing diabetes, you know the world of food can feel like a total minefield, right? And you know one of the most confusing parts? Fruit. I mean, we're always told it's healthy, but we also know it's packed with sugar. So, what's the real story here? Well, in this explainer, we are going to break it all down, the best and the worst fruits for diabetics, to give you the clear, simple answers you've been looking for. And first, let's just get a sense of how important this is, because this is not a small issue. A staggering 11% of the entire American population has diabetes. That's millions and millions of people asking these exact same questions every single day. So yeah, the information we're about to cover, it's pretty crucial. And this is where it all starts, isn't it? I mean, from the time we're kids, we learn an apple a day keeps the doctor away. Eat your fruits and veggies. It's like the foundation of a healthy diet. And you know what? For the most part, that's absolutely true. But when you have to be super careful about your blood sugar levels, the answer gets, well, a little more complicated. It turns out not all fruits are created equal, especially in the world of diabetes management. And that's exactly what we're going to unpack right now. This really brings us to the heart of the problem, what I like to call the sweet dilemma. See, the very thing that makes fruit so delicious, all that natural sugar, is the exact same thing that can cause a really dangerous spike in blood sugar. So the real challenge is figuring out which fruits give you all the amazing vitamins and fiber without that risky glucose rush. So let's kick things off with the good news. There are plenty of fantastic, absolutely delicious fruits that are not only safe, but can actually be good for you. Let's dive into your new go-to list for when you need to satisfy that sweet tooth, but safely. All right, first up, meet your nutritional superheroes. You've got blueberries, which are just loaded with antioxidants and can even help with insulin sensitivity. Strawberries, and get this, they actually pack more vitamin C than an orange. Then you've got peaches and apricots, which are brilliant because they're low on the glycemic index and high in fiber, which helps you feel full. These guys right here, they are your allies. Now, to really get why these fruits work so well, let's zoom in on a classic, the apple. Honestly, it's the perfect case study for how to think about fruit when you have diabetes. So if you look at a medium apple, you'll see it has about 25 grams of carbs. And that number might make you think, whoa, hold on. But here's the secret weapon. It also has about 4 grams of fiber, and that fiber completely changes the game for how your body handles those carbs. The best way to think about it is that fiber acts like a brake pedal for the sugar. It literally slows down the entire digestion process. That means the glucose gets released slowly and steadily into your bloodstream, and that prevents that sudden, dangerous spike. It is an absolute game changer. And the list of awesome choices just keeps going. Oranges give you folate and potassium. Pears are fantastic. Just make sure you eat the skin. That's where all the good stuff is. Cherries are low on the glycemic index, and they even help fight inflammation. And don't forget kiwi. With a GI of just 53, it's another big winner for your meal plan. Okay, so we've celebrated the heroes. Now it's time to talk about the villains. Or maybe not villains, but at least the fruits you need to be a little cautious with. These are the ones that can mess with your blood sugar control if you're not paying close attention. And nothing makes the difference clearer than this. Just look at the side-by-side. 1 cup of strawberries has about 7 grams of sugar. Okay, not bad. But 1 cup of grapes? A whopping 23 grams. That is more than 3 times the sugar in the exact same serving size. It's night and day. So here are some of the main ones to watch out for. Pineapple, as delicious as it is, ranks really high on the glycemic index. Mangoes are just loaded with sugar and carbs. Watermelon, and this surprises a lot of people, has a high GI of 72. And like we just saw, grapes deliver a really concentrated sugar punch. With these, moderation is everything. This is a big one. For so many of us, a banana is the perfect healthy breakfast or snack, right? It's easy, it's filling, but for someone with diabetes, it can actually be a bit of a morning trap. And here's why. Just 1 medium-sized banana has about 14 grams of sugar. And yeah, it has some fiber, but that high sugar and carb combo can cause a really fast rise in your blood sugar, which is the exact opposite of what you want, especially at the start of your day. And then you have the really, really concentrated sugar sources. Raisins are basically just tiny dehydrated grapes, so all that sugar gets packed in. Lychees are honestly a shocker. A single piece can have 29 grams of sugar. Can you believe that? And dates, which people often use as a healthy sweetener, are incredibly dense with sugar and calories because they're dried. It's probably best to just avoid these. Okay, I know that was a lot of information, a big list of do's and don'ts. So let's just boil all of this down into a simple, memorable takeaway that you can actually use in your everyday life. You know, the secret to understanding all of this is the glycemic index, or GI. It sounds complicated, but it's really not. It's just a rating system, a scale from 0 to 100, that tells you how quickly a food is going to raise your blood sugar. It's simple. Low GI foods are your friends. High GI foods are the ones you need to be careful with. So, here's your game plan, your daily strategy, and it boils down to just 3 simple steps. First, know the GI. Try to stick with low GI fruits like berries and apples. Second, focus on fiber. Remember, it's your brake pedal for sugar. And third, always watch your portions. Even a good fruit can cause a problem if you go overboard. So at the end of the day, knowledge is only powerful if you actually use it. So looking at everything we've just talked about, what's one simple swap you can make today, right now? Maybe it's just trading those grapes for a handful of strawberries, or choosing an apple instead of that banana. That one small change, that's the first step to taking back control.